Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I rise to participate in this Governor's address. Just a few points I would like to highlight regarding the issues pertaining to the state. So first of all, with regards to the Home and Political Department, the government has taken a huge step in ensuring the safety and security of the people in the state. But at the same time, nothing has been mentioned with regards to the cybercrime, which has been a trend, especially in the last couple of years. Going by this age of technology, these crimes occur on a regular basis. And I feel the government should take more initiatives in order to curtail such acts, which is a burden to many of the youths, especially women in our state. Then, in regards to this community and rural development, we come from an area which is far off from the capital. And these blocks which are there, I feel that the government should consider every time to appoint more personnels in order to ease out the burden. Because many people from the villages, when they come to the block, sometimes some officers not there, sometimes engineers not there. So I feel the government should consider having on a rotational basis to appoint at least more officers which will take care of the problems faced by the community. And especially in Sora, for the last many years, we have no EAC. We have only BDO and SDO. An EAC post which is still pending there for the last 4 or 5 years. I feel the government should take initiatives because a few years ago, there are many officers who have passed out through the MPSC, and I feel that government should consider to ease out the problems faced by the people, especially in the rural areas. And with regards to health and family welfare, I appreciate the government because in the last 5 years, many steps have been taken in order to ease out the populace in the rural areas and especially in the border areas of a state. But at the same time, I've discussed this with previous ministers to consider having a policy to make sure that doctors who pass out via the method where a state allows them to study medical, that these particular doctors, when they come back in the state, at least a minimum period should be enforced for them strictly in order to serve the people in our beloved state. Because every year, the government pays for many students by the state quota, may it be from Khasi, Garo and general category. But what about when they finish their degrees? Some of them come back, at the same time some of them have met. They said that we want to serve the state, but there are no posts available. So government should consider having a policy to make sure these particular doctors, when they come back in the state, they get time to serve, to ease out. Because in the rural areas, especially in my constituency, sometimes there's a PHC, but there's no doctor. There's a rule, should have one MEBS and one Ayush. But certain cases, we have only one Ayush and no MEBS. So I feel the government should consider having this as a policy to make sure that through the Health and Family Welfare Department, that the issues in the rural areas are taken care of. And so with regards to this PWD, I appreciate the government because the last 5 years they have given so many schemes to help construct and repair the roads pertaining to many areas in the state. But at the same time, I stress this again and again, that in certain areas in the state, the amount of schemes required is considerably large. I say that because in my constituency, to construct a new road of just 1 or 2 kilometers, the amount required is very high. It's different in other areas of the state. So I feel that government should consider, especially this hilly terrain, more considering Sora, Shela, Synrem, these particular areas. It's a needed areas of the state where the government should consider giving out more schemes with regards to the PWD. And mining and geology, I've seen the draft through the governor's address, and I appreciate the government whatever it has done, but at the same time should consider having a more strict policy with regards to the mining, especially in regards to limestone, because this is a pending issue which has affected many of the areas in a state bordering Bangladesh. So these are some of the areas. And in regards to commerce and industries, I feel the government has taken good initial steps because they have opened up more border huts. But at the same time, sir, should also consider these areas bordering Bangladesh, because having more border huts would also improve the lifestyle, improve the benefits to improve other benefits like sale and produce, and will help out the incentives and commitment of many people who are living especially in those areas, to help them promote their produce, promote their livestock in order to share with the neighboring country. These are some of the major steps I feel the government should consider. And lastly, with MCCL, so this is also an issue which is not mentioned here in the address. This is a pending issue for so many years, and I feel the government should try to facilitate whatever pending issue is still there with regards to MCCL, because this has been an issue for a long, long time. The plan is still pending, and whatever process, whatever pending issue, the government should take initial steps, and also to help out the employees who are working in the plant. And lastly, sir, with general administration, I've seen that many blocks, many subdivisions have been given out to so many areas. And one more issue, a pending demand of Sora area, especially the district, which we have demanded for so many years. I feel the government should consider, and because in the last time, our Honorable Chief Minister, when he came to Sora, he gave an assurance that Sora will get a district and the headquarters will be at Sora. I feel that this year, at least, the government will consider taking this into consideration and putting this forward. So, sir, with these few words, I thank you and I resume my seat. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. May I request Pius Marwein to take the floor, please.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, and I also rise to support the motions of thanks to the Honorable Governor for his address to this House. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I would like to congratulate the MDA for all the good works. Sir, I would like to request the government during this term to create one more block in Southwest Khas Hills district, and I support the request for another block raised by the MLA of Mokorwat, because until today there are villages in my constituency like Nongtinger area, Warselengdo area, around 30 to 40 villages under my constituency who feel that this is too far to go till Mokorwat block, which is located 30 to 40 kilometers from their villages. It would be easier if they would be given a block that is located between Ranikol constituency and Mokorwat constituency, which will be helpful for the people in my Ranikol constituency and Mokorwat constituency. And also, sir, I would like to urge the Honorable Chief Minister to follow up with the central government for sanction the fund through the border area department. I would also like to request the government to set up one higher secondary school in Ranikor block, as there is no government higher secondary in Ranikor block. Sir, I would like to thank the government for the Nongstoin Wakaji road, but I sincerely request to the government to sanction the remaining portion from Wakaji to Ranikor, about 22 kilometers. This will be a great helpful for the people of Ranikor civil subdivision. Lastly, sir, I request to the government to sanction the office of subdivisional office building this year. With this few words, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, thank you. I will resume my seat.
Thank you.